Right, hey everyone, I'm Klloo, and welcome to some Flesh and Blood news. So, the Hunted pre-release events, right? We've got some proper details about what you can win, right? Which is always nice to know what's involved. It's something we can sort of unpack and speculate on, but on the channel side of things, I think I'm going to try and cover these articles a bit more regularly, right? Anything that sort of pops up from LSS rather than, just sticking to the good old meme decks that I do so much enjoy to build. So, details on the Hunted pre-release event, right? So it's running January 24th all the way to February 2nd, and of course the following week is the actual release of the Hunted, but we are sticking with 8 packs per player for the draft experience and a set deck size of 30, which is always nice to see, right? Streamlining the draft experience is definitely going to help. It helps them for set design and helps us as a player, right, to have a nice, well-grounded experience and introduction to any set. So, we also have emphasis again on this whole new mark mechanic, right? So, very curious to see what they've cooked up on the draft side of things. Hopefully, right, a decent amount of it does then cross over to actual gameplay. I think in sense of design for draft, design for actual proper competitive play, Mistval did do it fairly well, right, with the Transcend cards. So hopefully we see something similar to that with the mark cards. So pre-release are a special time when the community comes together to celebrate a new set release, right? And the big thing for me here is this. They're perfect for players who are just starting out with a friendly, low-stake environment and awesome prizes to be won. So it does definitely seem like LSS are gearing up to cater a bit more to the casual-friendly side of things, right? Because no matter what level of competition it seemed like for Flesh and Blood, things were definitely a bit higher stakes than I'd say most people would enjoy / like, right? So yeah, them reining it in along with the new gem packs for your actual armory events is definitely nice to see. So for the actual pre-release packs, each pack is a 12-card pre-release pack, which includes one Cold Foil the Hunted set card. Now, if you're seeing that and going, huh, a set card? Well, maybe you missed it. In Rosetta, you could pull a Cold Foil box art set card, right? And safe to say it was kind of a little bit disappointing, right? This being your Cold Foil pull in a box, right? So in this sense, it is very nice that they are taking it out of the box, and it is this nice sort of just, here's your commendation for showing up to the pre-release event, something for you to hold on to, treasure, and say, I was there, right? Type of thing. So that is nice to see, right? So you get one of those, you get one of 3 foil weapon cards, which is very interesting, right? Because it means for the draft experience, most likely, we're just playing around with 3 heroes. But of course, for the actual Blitz bundle, we still have 4 heroes going to be available for the Hunted. So it does chalk up who is that 4th hero when it comes to Blitz. Because in draft, it's most likely going to be Arakni. Maybe not the Chaos version of Arakni, but Arakni nonetheless, along with Fang and Cindra. So yep, 1 of 3 Rainbow Foil weapon cards. You also get 1 Rainbow Foil Arakni slipped through the cracks, right? Which is also interesting. And while not strictly stipulated, I would say he is the adult version of Arakni Solitary Confinement, right? So double HP, same effect, but obviously missing the Chaos tag. So I do think he will work a lot better than Arakni Solitary Confinement, right? Just because Class Constructed is a bit slower than Blitz, so this type of effect I feel is just a bit more impactful. So hopefully he can help bridge, Contract / Stealth Assassin into Contract and Stealth Assassin, but we'll have to see what Chaos ends up being. And then you get a set of 9 double-side tokens, which will be your 3 heroes and your sets of weapons, most likely 2 weapons for each hero, right? You want 2 daggers as Fang, you want 2 daggers as Cindra, and of course you want 2 daggers as Arakni. So 3 and 6, done. Easy peasy, right? So it's a nice little kit, and again, it sort of solidifies that for the actual draft experience and the main experience of the Hunted, we are having those 3 heroes, so Fang, Cindra, and Arakni, right? With a 4th one thrown in for the Blitz bundle, which is probably going to be something along the lines of what they were trying to achieve with the First Strike decks, right? I can fully see that being the go, having just one sort of unique hero that is there as the more casual or introductory level deck, right, for X given set. So nice to see that. Very curious who it's going to be, right? Dromai, Emperor, we'll have to wait and see. But when it comes to Arakni, a interesting thought to sort of have and think about, right, is Chaos. So with this being the promo reward, meaning he's most likely going to be a main staple adult hero for competitive, I would very much be leaning towards that Chaos is a main staple of the set, right? You have Royal, probably Fringe again, similar to was it in Dynasty or was it in Uprising, right? Where you had all the Royal items. right? But then we have Draconic, and we will most likely have Chaos, not as a utility sort of thing similar to Royal, but as an actual main staple subtype similar to Draconic, which will be very, very curious to see what type of cards and what the overall mechanic and theme, right? I've heard speculation, I've seen speculation, right? That's going to be revolving around dice, which, is definitely chaotic. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but it is nice to have that a little bit more cemented in my mind. Again, Draconic, Chaos, 3 heroes, Fang, Cindra, and Arakni, but I guess we'll have to wait and see for everything else. Now, while we're here, we might as well take a look at the previews. Yeah, because some cards have been spoiled over the weekend. So the Battle Hardened Prague, we got a whole bunch of cards that, if you didn't know, were actually listed in the packages for tickets. But it is nice to actually have high-def versions of the cards to look at and not have to squint and try to make out the words, right? And then at Calling Portland, we had the full versions of the heroes, so we can actually see their proper art, as well as the card design, which I do like the bordering, right, for the adult versions. The gold Draconic sort of design, right? Very nice. And then we've also had a few of the expansion slot cards revealed. So, Enchanted Quiver, Retrace the Past, and Ring of Roses. So, what are the 3 cards? Well, we have a Klloo spec, by way of Retrace the Past combo. When this attacks, if a card with Gust Wave in its name was the last attack this combat chain, name a card, and then this gets that name, +2, and go again, right? So, yeah, fairly strong combo tie-in, right? Not only is it blue, not only is it 3 block and 0 for 2, right? That can be a 0 for 4 with go again, but it basically allows you to transition from the Gust Wave sort of lineup and then switch over to some other combo by using Retrace the Past. So I think that is a very nice card for Klloo's toolkit. Granted, I'm not really a ninja player, so if you know its best uses, do let me know. And then we have Enchanted Quiver, which is, it seems like a minor effect, but boy oh boy does this feel absolutely just great, right? Because Quivers overall are not super powerful. I think Azalea's Spec Quiver is probably the favorite one, right? But then the others are nice, but I wouldn't say they're, game breaking. You're not going to win the game on the backs of them. They might help out, but this seems really good just to have that extra little slot. So instant destroy this, prevent the next 1 arcane damage that would be dealt to you this turn. If there is a face-up arrow in your arsenal, instead prevent the next 2 damage. So yeah, one-off use, but that's fine, right? A nice little bubble, especially, in the case that you're trying to regain tempo or you're trying to sink the win, right? You can use this instead of pitching from hand, and maybe you scrape by that turn, and then you just let rip on your opponent's turn. So yeah, I think it will definitely see competitive play, right? At least sideboarded into every ranger until, the arcane sort of dries up from the meta, but that will probably be a little bit. And then lastly, we have Ring of Roses, which to me is definitely the most exciting one so far, right? So Legendary, you can only have 1 of them, but that's fine, right? Because this card is just so much potential, right? So 0 cost Ring of Roses. The first time you deal arcane damage each turn, you gain 1 life, right? It's 3 block in a pinch, but you really want to get this up and running. So it can help sink your opponent's Aura Destruction effect, right? Because Aura Destruction is still a little bit niche. We are meant to gain more ways for all heroes' toolkits to interact with auras, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if you can land this on the board, right? Early to mid game, you're using it to just gain a little bit extra life. Once you have Veridance activated, though, does its potential just skyrocket, right? So the first time you deal arcane damage, each turn gain 1 life. So with Veridance's ability activated, say you were to gain life, right? You then deal arcane damage, so then you gain more life, and then you deal more arcane damage. So yeah, 3 nice expansion slot cards so far that definitely they're finding their rhythm, right? I really feel they are. We've had some, in my opinion, hit or miss expansion cards, but if they keep up this quality, right? Yeah, everyone's cooking with something interesting. So again, Klloo, you have a nice combo bridging card. With Ranger, you basically have a nice utility on board with a slot that you're kind of comfortable giving up, right, for a bit more arcane protection. And then as Veridance, you have a really good aura that the longer it sticks around, just the more value you are extracting from it. But we'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.